Hi, and welcome to Tax Tip of the Week. Today we'll be continuing our S4HANA series, and this week on tax controls with Elena Barbiani. Elena, what are your findings when performing S4HANA implementations, and especially in regards to tax controls and tax control frameworks?
Thank you, Jonas, and thanks for inviting me to this S4HANA tax series to give a contribution on how tax controls can be managed more efficiently with S4HANA. I would like to start this session from a focus on tax control framework and tax transparency, as they are becoming more and more central in multinational contexts. My first tip is to consider the adoption of a tax risk management system based on a tax control framework. That is an international consolidated trend based on the pillars stated by the OECD. Building an effective tax control framework is an essential requirement for a horizontal monitoring regime between taxpayers and tax authorities. Tax transparency is also an international trend in achieving clarity about the approach to tax in a complex world. Businesses are increasingly expected to go beyond existing requirements and volunteer more information about their approach to the management of tax and the outcomes. So adopting a tax control framework means defining a robust system of detection, evaluation, and management of tax risk. Tax controls are the pillars of a tax risk management system. If controls are not efficiently managed, they shall absorb time and resources. Furthermore, if tax controls are not properly designed, they shall undermine the assurance purpose of the tax control framework. So today, the second tip I want to give you is about how to make preventive tax controls more efficient and less time-consuming. SAP Tax Compliance enables companies to achieve high-efficiency tax compliance with smart automation based on central repository of checks, continuous identification of tax compliance issues, audit trail and analysis of results to enable continuous improvement. This application runs on data stored in HANA database and simplifies the approach to global tax regulation by integrating massive volume of transactions across numerous systems, ensuring the accuracy of tax data. Some examples of tax controls in our experience are, for VAT purposes, the application of tax codes on specific transactions, or the identification of tax calculation variances in accounting documents, or any other check for VAT, but also withholding taxes, transfer pricing, and corporate income tax purposes. So SAP Tax Compliance allows automated tax controls through machine learning, as it automatically detects tax deviations and reduces the risks and costs of inaccurate calculations and liability of non-compliance. So to close, my tip of the week today is to consider implementing a tax control framework with structured tax controls on transactions and operations to give preventive assurance to tax compliance. Indeed, in our day-by-day work, we see that the relationship with the tax authorities is changing due to tax transparency regulations, remote controls on tax data, cooperative compliance regime. Companies should prevent reputational and financial negative effects through real-time effective tax controls aimed at identifying area of weaknesses before tax audit and remote control happen. So that's for me now, and thank you, Jonas.
Thank you for joining us this week, Elena, and for providing your tax tip on considering the adoption of a tax risk management system based on the tax control framework, and also how to make preventive tax controls much more efficient and less time-consuming. Thank you all for tuning in to this tax tip of the week. We look forward to serve you the next tip next week. Thank you.